Brian, welcome, man. How are ya? What a
Carlos,
day.
what a day. Yeah, good to see you, Carlos. This is exciting stuff.
And well, we're here in the middle of the Decentraland Sea. I mean, we all get that smell in the air. And yeah, we're not gonna bore people too much before we actually show you the demo of the primary lending platform. But we just couldn't resist the opportunity to jump in and tell you a little bit about the roadmap that we've laid out in our latest announcement. So we have how many are there? Like 10 items in that roadmap. Is there anyone in particular that you're most excited about?
I think all of them. I think the first one will be staking and yield farming because that gives lenders, particularly, an incentive, extra incentive to get onto the platform, and that benefits borrowers as well because it gives lenders that incentive, and as a result, that will um, provide more lenders, which means the the borrowers get a better deal essentially because lenders will be stacking up, getting their extra rewards. And so I think that is a really good game theory, incentive compatible approach to kickstart this platform.
100%. I mean, like we are saying, this is only going to be a 5 minute teaser, but we are looking into the core feature that enables all the functionalities for the Fringe token, right? And for most of the Fringe ecosystem. So that's definitely something we all want to look forward to. Something that I've read a lot about is moving toward layer twos and scalability solutions. So, is there anything you'd like to mention in there?
Well, yeah, we've been considering a number of approaches onto other layer ones and layer two platforms. And we have, in fact, ported the primary lending platform to other layer ones. And that will give those ecosystems access to this platform. Of course, the assets on those different layer ones are different to what's on the Ethereum mainnet. So it'll serve a different set of users. But ultimately, that really benefits the Frin governance token holders because it means there's more utility in the platform and therefore more use of the platform and therefore more fees collected by the platform. And that's a key thing because the whole idea with our roadmap is to provide great utility out there for all the DeFi ecosystem. And that just makes it really good for our governance token holders.
And it just brings, in general, a wider picture to cover, which in this context can only be a good thing. I think, yeah, we'll see very very exciting things on that front, and I surely cannot wait to tell people what you guys have been deploying in silence. Yeah, moving fast because there are so many items. The handover of Fringe Finance to a decentralized DAO. Now, how do you feel about that one? I, for one, would really like to see how people, well, the kind of community that gets formed around this. We've seen the community that we already have, and it's quite an exciting community to be a part of. Now, it would just be great to see people become politicians, basically.
Yeah, I think it's quite important for us to consider this with some mindfulness. What we're attempting to do is produce content about our platform, about, for example, the parameterization or the definition of the parameters for the platform, and really good descriptions of how this team and the product is working. Because with and with good descriptions of this, including upcoming posts which will describe the way our marketing team works and the way this product is marketed, we want to attract people who are capable in all of the disciplines that it takes to be a component of a functional and an effective DAO. So we want to produce this content to attract those people and to instill into the community the disciplines that are necessary to run this DAO effectively. And then, as people understand the various components of this overall organization and product, they can then position themselves to be effective participants in that. Because
I
there
think that
is,
is. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, because it's serious business, and we need, this good community. We would want to tap the capability in that community and foster that in such a way that people become engaged and operate effectively in the DAO, because ultimately this is for the Frin token holders. And if we create a an excellent product based on good philosophy and good principles of DeFi, which is permissionless, decentralization, and all of the good things that come that are the value propositions for DeFi, then we'll attract the right people, because there are so many projects that either have bad design. For example, there's some projects falling apart at the moment because they just don't have some of the important aspects of a stable platform, such as borrowing limits on the platform. We've not only incorporated that as part of our platform, but the way we go about determining what the lending parameters are, there's quite a lot of science behind that. And we've posted up some articles, and we're about to release some additional description of all of that. And I think this is really important that we get this right. And this project is all about producing good DeFi, really from a philosophical stance. And so that will mean it's for the long term going to be a sustainable product. Because again, we've seen products out there where they've either been designed badly, or they're just not embodying this notion of good DeFi, decentralization, and so forth, where those platforms are too centralized, and or they're trying to be too smart by half by creating complex products with unsustainable yield models and so forth, that ultimately mean they crash and burn. And we've seen, in this exciting times over the last few weeks in the crypto space, a lot of exciting bonfires that have exploded. So
And
we
I think it's as telling to see what has bursted as it is to see what has endured, right? Because that really shows the way that everyone should be, yeah, the way that everyone should keep in mind. I mean, you see the quote unquote blue chips in the space, and they're still running, and they're hopefully not losing billions any of these days. So that also should give people hope, that seeing that there are things that are well built and that are enduring stressful market times.
Yeah, I think solid product with solid philosophy and good embracing of the good tenets of DeFi will survive. And as these bonfires occur in projects that don't embrace these philosophies, it will channel more and more people to the solid products. That's our intention, to be one of those solid products.
And well, one final thing. I think it's really also interesting to see that this is going to be the first time that a lending platform is going to try out a model that involves their token in the way we are. I mean, effectively, like the biggest names in DeFi lending are not doing what we aim to do with our token. So, yeah, just what are your general thoughts on that? I mean, it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, again, it comes back to not only good technical design of product, but also the incentive compatible game theory that needs to be established for these products, so that for these projects, so that all participants have the right incentives to participate in these platforms. And I think it's quite important. And um, it's quite important, the structure and the intent that we've got behind the way we've structured this, because it ultimately means longevity, because the right incentives are there for the right actors to be sustainably engaged.
I think that's a great message to leave people with before we show them the demo for the primary lending platform. Final product. Finally. Yes. Anything you'd like to say before we cut to the video?
No, let's cut to the video. Everyone wants to see that and not listen to us talk, so let's go.
Let's go. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, let us jump right in. We're going to look at Fringe Finance's primary lending platform. This diagram here is an overview and it gives us an indication of the key actors and how they interact. We're going to be looking at today how lenders can deposit their stablecoins into our primary capital pool so that borrowers can deposit their collateral assets that will back stablecoin loans that they can take out from the primary lending platform. Also, liquidators perform a very important function on the platform because they help maintain stability of the platform for any loan positions taken out by borrowers, whereby the borrower allows the position to become lower than the minimum capitalization level. Here we have the use cases of the primary lending platform. These are functions that the lender can perform and also the borrower. As a lender, the lender can deposit their stable coins and they can withdraw their stable coins. In that process, they receive extra stable coins, extra coins in return, and that reflects the prevailing interest rate. Borrowers, on the other hand, can deposit their collateral, which allows them to take out stablecoin loans, and they can repay their stablecoin loans and then ultimately withdraw their collateral. Liquidators perform a function which is to liquidate under collateralized loans. We have lots of indicators on the platform to help borrowers manage their positions to minimize the likelihood that they'll ever be liquidated. But that's a very important function on the platform to ensure that the platform remains stable and that all participants can have trust in the platform that will remain in a liquid state. Let's have a look at the functions available, lending functions, borrowing functions, and also I'll show some market overview. But let's have a quick look at the lending functions. I'm using the Ethereum mainnet here. So I've got some small amounts of tokens in my wallet, but this is more than sufficient to demonstrate what we're needing to show here today. Okay, as we can see, I have no deposited balance on the platform. And in terms of stablecoins, I've supplied nothing at this point. In my external wallet, I have 401 USDC that I can deposit onto the platform. Let's go ahead and deposit. Let's say we can deposit 200 USDC. MetaMask is asking me to confirm this. Okay, that is successfully confirmed. And we'll see our user interface update. So it shows that I've deposited a total of $200 USDC, and I can see here my individual balances. At this point, we currently support USDC as the sole capital asset, but over time we'll be adding additional capital assets to the platform. We'll be quite judicious in deciding which capital assets are supplied to the platform so that we minimize the fragmentation of the capital pools to ensure that there's minimum slippage and to minimize volatility in interest rates. I can see here my external wallet is now reduced by the amount of USDC that I've deposited onto the platform. I can see here I've received F tokens. These F tokens are interest-bearing tokens that increase in value over time. So the redemption value on this platform means that whatever the prevailing interest rate is, I'll receive an increased value for returning these tokens to the platform. We'll have a quick look at my MetaMask. Under my assets, I can see that I have these F tokens deposited on the platform. As we can see, they don't quite exactly equal 1 USDC because over time, those F tokens increase in value to reflect the interest rate. Now that the platform has some liquidity, I can act as a borrower and deposit some collateral assets onto the platform and take out a loan. This is the borrower page. I can see here that I have zero borrowing capacity at the moment because I have not deposited any collateral onto the platform. I have various assets that I could deposit onto the platform. In this case, I have a balance of 50 link tokens. I'm going to deposit some of that and we'll see how that affects the platform. My wallet balance also shows that I have 201 USDC. When I take out loans, the stablecoins that I borrow will be deposited into my wallet. So let's go ahead and deposit some collateral, some Chainlink, onto this platform. Now we've got 50 Chainlink. I'm going to deposit 40. MetaMask is asking me to confirm this transaction. And that transaction has confirmed successfully. What we see is we have now deposited Chainlink and the total collateral balance is about $230. That has given me, because of the loan to value ratio assigned to this asset, I can borrow up to $109 USDC. So here I can take out a loan. The loan to value ratio ensures that the platform, even in volatile market conditions, remains solvent, so that there is always over-collateralization of borrowers' loans. I'm going to borrow $100. MetaMask is asking me to confirm this transaction, and this transaction has successfully confirmed. So what I see now is my collateral that I've deposited here with Chainlink. I've now taken out a USDC loan of $100, and I see my wallet balance also has increased because that USDC that I borrowed is being deposited directly into my wallet. While we've got an open position here and also lenders have deposited capital onto the platform, I'm going to quickly show the markets page. And this gives an overview at the platform level. So we can see that if I select some metrics here, we can see total amount of collateral that is deposited, total outstanding loan amount, and collateral versus open loan positions. So it shows how solvent the platform is. And it shows also the total PIT tokens, which is our representation of borrowing capacity. So we can depict these charts, and we can see here that the total amount of collateral deposited on this red line is far in excess of the total outstanding loan amount. So this gives us a good idea at a macro level of where the platform sits. Then we also include, on a per asset basis, what the outstanding borrowed amount is against these assets. So we've got a clear understanding of how people are using this platform. We institute debt limits, maximum borrowing capacity for each of the assets, and that is based on the available liquidity in various exchange venues to ensure that there is always willing participants to liquidate positions in adverse market conditions. Let's go back to our borrow page and repay this loan position. We can see that there is some accrual of interest, even in the short moments that we've been running this demo, of 1/100th of a cent. Let us now repay this loan. I'll repay max. MetaMask is asking me to confirm the transaction, and this transaction has confirmed successfully, and we can see here that the loan position has been closed out. And here I can withdraw all my collateral from the platform. and successfully confirmed, and my deposited collateral position disappears, and all of that collateral is now deposited back into my wallet. So there we have it, the primary lending platform. We saw how lenders can deposit their capital and withdraw their capital and automatically earn interest. And we saw how borrowers deposit their collateral assets against which they can take out a stablecoin loan, repay the loan, and then withdraw their collateral, all within a sleek user interface. We hope you enjoy.